Hey y'all, I'm Camila.
I'm Marcella.
And this is episode 75 of Revisiting Sunnydale.
Yay.
Yay! So the usual, there's going to be spoilers. If you haven't done so already, please like us on Facebook at Revisiting Sunnydale, and also follow us on Twitter at Back to Sunnydale. And if you have a chance, please leave some rates and reviews on iTunes, because that really helps us to get found by other Scoobies and other Buffy lovers and those in the Whedonverse. So yeah,
we like that.
Yes, and also, you know, if iTunes isn't your thing, we are on Libsyn, Player FM, and also just recently on iHeartRadio.
Yay.
Which I'm not exactly sure how that happened. I just got an email one day. It was like, hey, congratulations, your podcast is on iHeartRadio.
Like, okay, sure.
It's totally legit. It's there. I promise. I checked it out. So now there are like 4 different spots where you can go and add us to your favorites list and subscribe to the show and put us in your queue and all that stuff. We'll just be right there. Just waiting for you to come back and press play.
Anytime.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything special we need to talk about right this moment or anything. Anything pressing pop
Michael B.
culture-wise?
Jordan's on the cover of Essence.
Dude, I still need to go get it.
And it just came in the mail. I'd forgotten. I was like, I saw the picture on Instagram, and then I got the airline miles. Expiring airline miles. I have so many magazines.
You subscribe to Essence magazine.
I do now, because I have every magazine. Pinch Me keeps giving me magazine subscriptions.
Oh, so perfectly in time then, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God,
so I opened the mail, and I was like, oh, hi.
Oh.
And it's covering up Harry and Meghan.
Okay.
Because they were on the cover of Time magazine, and it was at the front of the magazine rack. So it was like, I kept walking past. I'm like, I hate your happiness. Oh, you're so beautiful. I hate you. And then he came, so he got the front spot.
Hey, girl.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm shirtless and oiled up.
Look at me instead of them. I was like, well, I will do that.
Did you watch Fahrenheit 451?
Not yet. I heard bad things. Oh. How does that happen? Because it's Michael Shannon, too. Like,
I know. And I'm pretty sure, I need to double check this, but I thought I saw that this director is also the director of that new Blade Runner.
I haven't seen that yet either.
I mean, yeah.
But it's Ryan.
And like, how dare you, sir, take 2 of my most favorite men,
I know,
Ryan Gosling and Michael B. Jordan, and just like completely obliterate,
drain all that
just
is
like,
them.
Just fuck with me. Like, I can't enjoy these movies. They don't. Like, the trailer looks so good.
That upsets me.
Yeah, I was so unimpressed.
Was he not a good actor?
No, I mean, he tried to do, it was the story. It was a script, I think.
Okay.
I think it was a problem with pacing. And I haven't finished reading the book, so I don't know how close they are to the source material.
Okay.
But I would imagine they took some liberties, because a lot of it is like really, you know, they reference things in like now. But yeah, it's just not, it wasn't for me. I didn't appreciate it. I didn't like it.
I don't think I read the book, so I probably.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I don't feel precious about it in that manner, but yeah, it just was not the best. I think it was mostly pacing was my problem, and whatever they did with the story. Like, I felt no real urgency or anything in what was happening.
And I feel like pacing is not hard to figure out.
Right.
Like, when you see it's not working, fix it.
Yeah.
Just fix it.
Yeah. And that's something that can happen in editing also. Like,
right.
You know, okay, you don't catch it in the script. Okay, you don't catch it while you're shooting it. But you know what? By golly, you should be able to catch it in the editing suite.
Right.
So,
or at least 100%, at least someone on your team should be able to have caught it.
Yeah.
You know.
No excuse. So, Snoresville.
Sad
news. All right, so we'll start off. We don't have anything to unbox today. I mean, no, I don't have anything to unbox.
Nah.
So we're going to start off with Where Are They Now?
Yeah, George. He's nowhere.
George Hertzberg.
Is nowhere.
He's a ghost.
He's not doing shit.
I don't know what happened to him.
He ain't done shit.
It looks like the last time he was in anything, it was an episode of Friday Night Lights in 2008.
Yeah.
And he's had like some other guest starring roles in various other shows, but nothing quite like Buffy.
Mm-hmm. 9 episodes.
9 whole episodes. So if anybody knows George Hertzberg, a.k.a. Adam, send him our way. He's not even on Twitter or anything. He's on no social media.
Literal ghost.
I don't know what he's at. Maybe he's living on a dude ranch somewhere.
He's a volunteer fireman. Who knows?
Probably. He looks like a volunteer fireman.
I think he does cons every now and again, but
I think probably mostly in Europe too. Like I don't think I've ever seen him.
I mean, if you weren't a star anymore, imagine quick cash. Do a con.
Right. Exactly.
My bills are paid for the year.
Exactly.
It's cool.
Well,
I would live that life.
you know what? Yes, if I could, you're selling your signature essentially.
Yeah.
For about at the very minimum $30 each.
Unless you're like real
low on the totem pole.
Yeah.
You were like
you're 25.
You were like vampire number 8. and never was in like or never out of your makeup.
Peaches' friend.
Then maybe that's more like a $10 situation.
But still, you're still making bank on a weekend.
Oh man,
I would totally live that life.
I would, yeah. But you know, there's all the shit you got to do up to that point. All right, so today we're going to talk about Primeval, season 4, episode 21. Original air date of May 16th, 2000. Written by David Fury, directed by James A. Contner. Having gained control of Riley's mind, Adam sets in motion his plot to create an army of unstoppable soldiers and destroy the initiative. I still have some problems with the plan.
Your plan is weak, bro.
So from what I'm understanding, I think at some point we get like a tiny explanation when he's talking to Riley about it. So the goal was to combine the two because humans or demons are too caught up in old ways, tradition, and feuds. I'm pretty sure it's the human race too.
Yeah.
And humans, they are good with technology, but they're emotionally weak. And so we're going to make like this master race of people.
That look like him.
To do what? I mean, do you imagine like he was just like hanging out at Starbucks? It's just like
little, like, are you going to do that to kids too? Or they're going to be like little tots with demon arms running around? I don't understand your utopia.
And I know it's supposed to be, I guess originally it was Maggie's plan, but I feel like there should have, I think there was more to it.
At what point were they going to convert Maggie?
Yeah.
Because, ew.
Or was it just supposed to be for like the army? Because I get a lot of different messages as to what this message was supposed to be.
I don't get it. The plan makes no sense to me.
So anyway, we pick up right where we left off, basically, from the last episode.
Ooh, with sound.
And Buffy's looking for Riley. We see Adam is talking to Riley, telling him what's going on, and it turns out Riley's got a chip in his head. Or in his chest.
And I don't get it. Explain this to me. Do you not realize that you have a scar on your chest? Why is there no scar on your chest? Because it's when he rips it out at the end. This is a big piece of technology that is inside.
It's huge and it's pretty deep.
Yeah. Why is there no scar? Why does he not remember having surgery and getting... I don't get it.
And were all of the initiative soldiers?
Is this in everybody?
Yeah. And why was it just like... She waited to trigger, like, well, she didn't actually trigger, but she never used it up to this point because there was a lot of times that she was not happy with his choices. And why didn't she just go ahead and, all right.
Behavior modification.
Right.
Get away from Buffy. Convenient. Whatever.
It's super convenient. Like, they would have been better off if he had just drugged him, like, if he had just, like, given him some sort of numbing shot or something like that he was just kind of sitting around.
It's stupid. Buffy's looking for him.
Oh, and Riley's getting more and more agitated the more that Adam talks about things, and he calls him brother, and
I'm not your brother.
He's so upset.
I'm not your brother. Stop calling me that. Professor Walsh was a great person.
she's GD queen.
My favorite is, does Spike come in here?
I think it's around here, and it's after all that explanation. He's so happy with himself.
His plan has gone off without a hitch. He's so thrilled. They are all fighting. They're separated. And Adam's just like, but...
He's like, Buffy's here. Yeah. Oh, and look, she's with her friends.
Because he's like, you separated them, yeah?
That wasn't even that. She wasn't there yet.
No, he's talking about how they're separated, but he's like, but she needs to get to the initiative. Yeah, I gave the disc to Willow. Willow has the disc. Willow, the friend that you just broke up, and they're not speaking to each other.
It's like, yeah.
Because he's all like, I did it. Get this chip out of me. Let's go.
I got a good job.
That's
attaboy. Attaboy me.
And he is thrilled with the fact that Riley's got a chip.
He's just poking at it.
A little stiffer than chips all around then. Somebody bought the party pack. And it's just hilarious.
Oh.
But then he fucked up.
Mm. He gets the hell out of the way before Adam has a chance
to kill him.
Right. All right, sorry, y'all. It's too hot in here. I'm going to have to turn on the AC, so hopefully it doesn't bug y'all too much. So then we go to Giles's place where Tara and Willow have arrived, and Giles answers the door in his crushed velvet.
He's got a hangover.
You have
he
no
is
rope.
Feeling the bourbon from the night before.
He's feeling it hard. The sun comes glaring through, and but my thing is why is he like so automatically? He opens the door, seizes them, and then he's like covered himself up, and he's like all embarrassed. Who did you think was at the door though? Like who would you have not been embarrassed?
Olivia wasn't.
She's not in town.
Not in town. She wasn't coming to town. Joyce ain't calling. She's not making house visits. I do like that robe though.
It just seems a little warm for California to me.
Everything they wear is a little warm for California.
And I also like how, he's all embarrassed, like, everyone's awkward, not just because of the robe, but because of whatever was said the night before. And
he should be the least. Because he really didn't say shit.
No.
By the time they had the fight, he was too drunk and was passing out upstairs and just giggling and throwing his clothes down at them.
He was just like, if anything, like he got away the least scathed. It was like, oh, she treats you like a retired librarian or an out-of-work librarian.
And he just got real butthurt about it.
Right. Then decided to drink his woes away.
He's not the one that said some shit.
Right. Yeah, like everybody else was arguing and talking out their ass, and then he was just like, I'm drunk.
Fort Dix. But Tara and Willow come by because they need to pick up the discs.
Right.
Because
her whole laptop, I think she left the whole damn thing. Even
though they're still not talking, Willow still knows she needs to do the right thing and work this shit out. I don't know how she thought she was. Well, I mean, you live together. It's not like you can avoid her.
Right. Unless I guess she's just camping out. She's hiding out at Tara's. I'm also wondering, like, Giles's apartment is in rather, like, his neighbors are pretty close. Mm-hmm. What do these neighbors think of him with these youngins just always in and out of his apartment all the time?
I don't get it.
It's like, I don't know. There's some British dude that lives across the courtyard from me, and he's always got these like 20-somethings coming in and out of there.
I have not seen an adult go in there.
All hours of the night, man.
Xander is real butthurt.
He's so upset.
And he's just naked in bed, all by himself. And Anya comes by, and she's like, get over it. That was hours ago.
Which... I mean, not terrible advice,
right?
But basically, she's
like a little sympathy. I know. It is his best friend.
He's supposed to be going to the unemployment office to go look at the job board.
He's never anything good. Okay.
Was he collecting unemployment at any point in time?
I guess.
From what job would he have been collecting?
The pizza, maybe.
So he's really sad about it, and she's trying to kind of console him and just like shake him out of it, and he's telling her all the reasons why. But she says something really sweet, and it's like, you're a really good person, you're a really good boyfriend, and I'm in love with you. Mm-hmm. And he completely like kind of just like breezes right over it. Yeah. And doesn't, like, she hugs up on him, and he doesn't return any. Like,
no, he's just shut down completely.
I understand your feelings are hurt about this supposedly fight that you guys had, but damn, like she's being really sweet and human right now.
Respect her,
right? She's being very vulnerable. This is very Anya-like.
It is, and he just whoop. But in season 5, early on in season 5, he does make up for that.
That's right.
So give him a moment.
It's a moment.
He's real focused on himself right now. Buffy decides to go back to the caves, and she's hunting around with a big old hunting axe. I don't know where she got that.
It was just like laying on her dorm room floor. Like she was sitting in her dorm room and just like pouting or whatever and thinking, I don't know. And she starts packing up her weapons, and then she just pulls it like out of the pile of jeans.
Something she has.
It's like, oh, I totally forgot I had this.
And she stumbles across Adam's lair, but he's cleared out. And the reason he's cleared out is he's taken Riley to the secret lab at the Initiative, where we find, ooh, girl, damn. It's the only time we're allowed to use that phrase is with what has become of Professor Walsh.
She looks terrible.
Oh, my. Was this your plan?
Because, this was not good. You didn't think this through all the way, Mama.
What's with your butt, too? Why?
Right.
What? It's like a box back there.
Every time I watch this episode, I'm trying to figure out what could possibly be underneath her lab coat that's
maybe
making
it's the tank that's that's pumping the blood into those
I also
tubes.
want to know, how quickly is Adam working with this? Because Forrest was like, less than 24 hours ago that happened.
Well, and like, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
He's a real big dude. Where were they keeping Professor Walsh that he snuck in there, took her body, and no one noticed?
Right.
And how come Riley doesn't know that her body went missing, or that Engelman's body went missing?
That's his name. I just have here like the other doctor.
Like, who? You've got cameras everywhere in there. No one saw Adam sneak in and steal these corpses.
Apparently not. I mean, okay, I'll say, sure, maybe he went ahead and shut off the cameras. But I feel like at this point, like when Maggie and this doctor were killed, everybody should have been on high alert.
Right. And they should have been under lock and key.
Yes.
But no, he's tiptoeing around like a cartoon villain.
Snatching dead bodies and reanimating corpses.
Yes. It's like, okay.
He's doing a lot. I mean, you know what?
He's being extra. Right. He's being extra.
But I mean, you got to. His work ethic is on point. You got to give it to him.
But let's think about Adam as a whole for a second. He gets activated. He's following Maggie's plan.
Was it to kill her?
Why?
But was it to kill her though? Was that
right? Was it? I think that might have been an oops.
That was the first line of business that he.
He woke up. He went to hug her. Maybe. And that thing just poked out, and he was like, "Well, that's one way that could have gone."
It's like Pinocchio turned into a real boy accidentally, like cutting Geppetto's head off.
So then is he like, well, do I honor her and follow? I found this plan. I found this zip drive with these. But do I stick it in my big chesticle plate?
I have these slots here that I feel like that's what they're supposed to be. I'm supposed to stick these discs in there.
Oh, that's a plan. There's a plan. Nah, I'm not doing anything.
I mean, what else am I gonna do?
Why? Why didn't he just go off and...
I don't understand. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, Adam as a whole...
I don't get it.
Like, at what point is it just... Was he just programmed to... Like, it's still... Because he's still not following anyone's orders, per se. Because he's still, like, on this self-discovery path also, before he gets to all this.
Right. I just don't get it.
It's just like, you're just evil for evil's sake.
And Riley's just like, oh... Professor Walsh.
Hey. She can't hear you. She's reanimated. And then, which I love this. Is that what you're going to do to me?
Like, sounds like such a little boy. He's so freaked out all of a sudden. And then he sees Forrest. He's like, oh, God.
Forrest, who is the one doing the absolute most. I feel nothing but power. God has nothing to do with this.
Let's talk about what has been done to Forrest for a second.
Yes.
Did he scoop out his face?
I think that, yes, that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, I didn't really look that closely, but it looks like maybe he took the top of his head off, and then put a demon's head, and then takes the bottom jaw of a demon.
He's got a demon back of the head. But
the back of it. Okay,
it's like he scooped his face out.
I feel like that part was unnecessary.
I feel like that's anatomically incorrect.
I don't know how that works. And then for him to still have Forrest's same memories,
his neck. He's got Forrest's neck. But his hands are different. No, he's got demon neck. He does have a demon neck, and
he's got one Forrest arm and one.
You can't sew, bro.
Demon. There's some like really fucked up stitching happening in the head part. Yeah, and I don't. So the top of is his brain still in there? He just thought for aesthetics that he was going to like just put the demon skin out there. Maybe that's what it was. But he fully has like a bottom demon jaw because of the teeth. And Forrest is really loving all of this, basically.
He's so happy.
He's so stoked.
This is the best thing that's ever happened to him.
Oh, my God. The power.
I'm surging with life. And he's like, you're going to be like me.
I don't want
to.
No, thank you.
And then I assumed she couldn't speak.
But then he also, Forrest calls her mommy.
Yeah. It's gross.
Stop it.
Stop, please stop. I've now thrown up in my mouth and I can't. And she sticks him. She's like, be a good boy.
Riley. Did she call him like full on Riley Finn? Like, Riley Finn, be a good boy. Yes, I assume she couldn't talk either. So how is she cognizant right now? And she knows who he is.
She can't hear you. Well, why is she can hear me.
She knows I'm here. Right. Clearly.
Does she smell me? She can hear me.
There are so many flaws. If you guys' plan and your logic, it makes no sense.
So then at some point, Buffy's in the caves, on her way out of the caves, and she comes across Spike, who, worst actor ever.
I don't care. Which one?
He's been using these caves? Oh, my. Oh, Lordy. I can't.
Heavens, no. Like, you're going to faint?
Yeah.
Like, oh, good heavens to Murgatroyd. Not the caves, not Adam.
So then he makes a reference to, well, you better get on using those discs. And just because you and the bird fell out.
He makes
and that's when Buffy's like,
wait a minute.
Now what?
How you know?
What you talking about?
How you know what we fell out for and why for?
So she gets the gang together, and they all come together at UC Sunnydale looking like they ate some crow.
My question is, though, why are they in the middle of the courtyard?
Of the courtyard?
Outside discussing all of this?
Right. You couldn't just meet at Giles's where you meet all the time? Why are you in the middle? And they came in like it was like every direction. One person came in from every direction. And they're like, where's Tara? Oh, I don't think she felt very welcome because of the stuff. Fuck yeah, because of the stuff you said.
It was weird. It was awkward, and it was rude.
Right. And we discussed last episode about why they went into the bathroom when they should have just left.
Right.
I still don't get that.
No, because.
But Anya doesn't go either because she also was just like.
Because if we look on the map here,
right?
I feel like Giles' place isn't too far from UC Sunnydale.
No,
as to where they could have gone and had a smoothie or something.
It's like a block.
They didn't need to be there.
No, they took a right when they should have gone left.
Right
out the door.
You know what's funny is I don't see Giles' place on this.
I think it's the magic box is the one that's.
Yeah.
I don't know where Giles.
So what we're referring to is you may have seen that we were posting stuff about the new book Slayer Stats about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is awesome book with just full of infographics and photos of all the facts about Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
And there's a map.
Yes.
Which I've always wondered how close things were, and some things are ridiculously close.
Yes. Like the high school to the cemetery for one.
Right.
To the main cemetery. Yeah, I don't see Giles' place on here. Okay. So, but anyway, yeah. So Buffy or Anya and Tara should have left that. So now they're all here and they've all apologized. They have all figured out.
They're like, well, that's not exactly what Spike said. We're all very dumb.
Yes. So, yes, they all figure out that Spike is the one that was, like, fucking with them.
Yeah.
Which I don't feel like it should have taken this long, but okay.
But they're just like, that's why we said all that stuff. No, you said all that stuff because it was all true. Mm-hmm. You guys were pissed.
Right.
You let your feelings out. Just own it. But instead, they suck it up and they're just like, oh, it was the situation.
Right, yeah. And, you can see it, like, they're all just, like, ish about it. Mm-hmm. But it's like, all right, well, I guess we just should move on. Just go ahead and just go on with the plan. Because we have bigger fish to fry. And then they start to talk about the plan and Adam and all this stuff, like, right there out in the public.
Out in the open. But nobody's giving a fuck either.
No,
everybody's very self-absorbed in Sunnydale.
Wrapped up in their own damn lives.
So they finally do take the conversation back to Giles's, where it should have just been.
It was all, I think that shot was just all for the dramatics of everybody coming in from different locations.
And they're talking about the plan and what they need to do. And they find this Sumerian spell where they can combine their strength and all of their best attributes into a combo slayer to help Buffy.
Exactly. And I would like to give props where props due. Xander's the one who actually accidentally came up with this plan.
Right.
Because someone said something about, or they were all talking about different things. There was the plan or the spell, and they were all talking about the different ways why it wouldn't work, because Buffy doesn't speak Sumerian, and, Giles isn't a witch, and blah, 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 blah. And then Xander's like, okay, great, so we just need Giles' smarts and Willow's this and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, hold on now.
Yeah.
That's an amazing idea,
That's a great
sir.
idea.
Good job. Also, do we ever get into why they never do this again?
Because probably what had the aftermath of, that's a lot of price to pay for this spell.
Was it though? I mean, it's a couple bad dreams.
One is bad. One is fucked up. One's kind of okay and then ends up fucked up. I don't know. That's a heavy price to pay for some super slayer strength.
Right.
So they go to the frat house because this is just an all open access. Everybody just walks in the door at Lowell House, apparently.
I guess everyone left or is dead.
I guess.
No.
They're all busy. They're all down there because of the containment things are all full. So everybody's all hands on deck. But they decide to take the elevator shaft because I guess her retinal scan doesn't work anymore.
Right. And luckily, the elevator was down.
Yeah.
And no one was using it.
And they just happen to have rappelling gear.
Yeah.
For 4.
So they slowly rappel down the elevator shaft. And while they're doing this, Willow and Buffy decide to have a heart-to-heart. Mm-hmm. And, Buffy comes to grips with the fact that, yes, Spike was the one who started all this, but there was something there.
Yeah.
And she owns the fact that she hasn't been a good friend.
She does. Finally. I've been all about Riley all the time. And,
yes, you have.
Yeah, you have.
And it wasn't just this year, but okay, we'll start slow. Start slow.
Because you used to be all about Angel. Mm-hmm. This is just what you do. And Willow's like, no, but I hit a lot of stuff too.
But still, that's a little different, Willow.
Yeah.
And your friend wasn't there to hear it.
So then they want to hug and they accidentally let go of the release. And I love that she says falling now. Yeah. And it just makes me think of Wishworth.
Right.
The Wishverse Willow with her board now.
Yes.
They have the same thoughts.
Exactly.
So they crash down to the bottom and they start hugging and they're like, Xander, get down here.
He comes down, they start hugging him, and he's like, oh God, we're going to die.
Yeah. And then they're like, no, we love you.
And the smile on his face, it makes my heart so tingly. And he's like, oh my God, thank you. He yells up, Giles, you want to get down here?
No, he's an adult. Stop it. He needs to stop being a part of these things.
Giles can't be involved in touching of, I know y'all ain't minors anymore, but still it's weird and inappropriate.
Yes.
Stop with these group hugs.
So they finally get down to the bottom and the door immediately opens and there's soldiers there.
They're like, hey, what's up?
Were they watching them the whole time? Like, wait till they get to the bottom.
Wait till they get down here. I mean, what are we going to do?
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to climb up.
Right. I'm not going up there. Just wait. So then we're back to Spike and Adam, and he's watching the screen, and Spike's like, ha, there she is.
She's here.
And Adam's like, and she's not alone.
Who's she with?
Well, you could look at it this way. And that's when he gets yanked up by Forrest. And Forrest is told to rip his head off.
Again, super stoked about it.
Because he's been dying to kill Hostile 17 this whole season. But he gets away, of course, because he burns Forrest.
Right in his eyeball.
Eye.
Right in his eyeball. He puts his cigarette out right in his eye.
That could not have smelled pleasant.
Ugh. Ugh.
I can't even. And Forrest is just like.
Speaking of eye trauma, have you ever watched the Final Destination movies?
Mm-hmm.
I just had number 5 was on Sci-Fi Network the other day, and it was on, and the girl's going in to get LASIK.
Oh,
that's the most.
isn't that the
terrifying.
same one with the pool though? When he gets suctioned to the bottom.
I
of the
don't
pool?
remember. I know I do enjoy those movies like a lot. I don't know why I like that franchise.
Because it's like nail biting.
It is, and it's always, to me, it reminds me of like things, like stuff that didn't make any sense, like your grandmother or your mom would tell you not to do because X would happen. Like, don't use the phone during a thunderstorm.
Right. Which I still like refuse to do. I'm like, get my phone away from me. I don't even want to play games on it. Get it away from me.
But anyway, okay, so Spike gets away.
Yes.
So now we're back to
Captain Moody Pants. General Moody Pants. Whatever.
Colonel
Moody Pants.
Colonel Moody Pants. He doesn't believe anything that Buffy's saying.
No, he's like, I'm in control here. What secret lab?
Are you telling me my business?
She was like, excuse me, this is my business. I'm the Slayer. You don't know shit.
So they're arguing and they're going back and he's like confiscating their magic gourd and he's like, what kind of freaks? He's so incensed at this point.
He really is. He's had enough. He hates this detail he's been put on.
I don't know
pissed.
who he pissed off.
Yeah.
To get the Sunnydale Initiative Hellmouth gig. But so Adam's watching all this. Mm-hmm. And then he flips a couple switches and gets the party started.
Yep.
Like starts opening up some containment units, lights go off, locks down the place.
And Buffy's just like,
Told you.
And he's like, you don't know what that is. We're gonna go see what that. I don't know. Shut up.
That could be anything. You're
stupid. And he makes them stay there.
These people are under arrest. Okay. So he leaves and leaves like a couple of dudes that look like twins.
Yeah. That are weak ass little boys.
Buffy just like kicks the one in the chest and then knocks the other one out, and it's like
he makes a really funny noise when she kicks him in the chest too. Well, it sounds like it hurt too.
Yeah, it looked like it hurt.
But Adam is having the time of his life.
His nails make me uncomfortable.
Ugh. Ugh, there's probably so much dead stuff under them. But the poor scientists. The scientists are fucked because the containments have opened and every creature. We just see this clipboard get splattered with
This
blood.
is basically the fucking end of Cabin in the Woods.
Yes, it is.
Which I can only assume.
That's where that came from.
Exactly. This is where Joss drew that from.
He was like, we got to do this better.
Right. Oh,
And
let's
better.
amp this bitch up.
Yeah.
More blood. More creatures.
And just shit is just hitting the fan everywhere. So Buffy takes out the guards. Willow jumps on the computer. She figures out where the secret lab is because there's power going to a room that doesn't exist.
Right.
And so they're going to find a quiet little place amongst all the carnage to do their spell while Buffy goes off to find Adam.
And she finds Riley.
Yep. Strapped to a chair.
She's like, what's wrong? Why aren't you talking? What's happening? Why aren't you moving? He's just like,
Not allowed to talk. What did he do? Don't speak.
yeah, it was just like, yeah, shut the fuck up, basically. And then Adam shows up and he tries to tell her that, you know, he's not programmed to talk to you or whatever.
He does what all villains do.
He starts to explain his wicked plan. And, you know, she's supposed to be part of it. You know, apparently this is going to be her game too. And she's like, no, you know what? I don't. She starts to quip, basically. I don't jump through hoops on command, blah, blah, blah. And the look that he gives her, he's not programmed to deal with quips.
Right.
So he's just like, oh, kill her.
Yep.
Which,
If you're not going to be part of my plan, then it's time for you to go.
which I absolutely love. And at that moment, this kicks off my favorite part of the rest of this episode is just like, this is where it kicks off
Yeah.
for me.
It's
like,
really good.
Like shit gets real good. So we see the rest of the gang. They're starting to do the incantation, and they're doing this awesome circular camera work. We're just like following them around the circle as they, tell which parts, animus, maris, whatever. I don't know. The spirit, the hands, the mind, the heart, whatever, of this spell. And, and between this and then we're flashing to, and Riley has managed to, something gets broken near him, and he's used his willpower to manage to get this piece of glass and dig in his chest and get that damn chip out.
Because Forrest is going to kill Buffy.
Yes.
Adam has run off.
Right.
To another room and left Forrest to kill her. And
Forrest, he's so excited about this. He's like, shut up. Riley says Buffy, he's like, shut up and watch me kill your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So Riley jumps up and grabs the tubes in Maggie and Engelman and pulls them out and pushes them away.
It's just like the deflation.
Yeah.
When it happens for both of them.
It's so gross. But yay, they're free now.
Yay.
And he tells Buffy, I got this. I'll take care of Forrest. Mm-hmm. Go get Adam.
And Buffy's like, great, because I don't have much time. Because apparently this spell happens almost instant.
I do love the moment, though, where Adam's, like, watching the carnage happen on the screens, and he's so, he's just, like, having so much fun. And she walks in, and she's just like, it's time for them to have their fight. Uh-huh. And she runs at him.
Yes.
And he punches the shit out of her.
She's, like, immediately just goes right back, like she hit a fucking wall.
Yes. It's really hard. Like, he hit her really hard.
But she does this great recovery from it, where she gets back and then she bounces right back up and kind of flips over and is like, all right, let's go back at it again. Yep. Like she barely misses a beat. And so like they're starting their fight. The incantation is happening still.
And it's swirling.
It's swirling. And Riley and Forrest are still fighting, and Forrest keeps going on and on about it wasn't supposed to be like this. We're supposed to be, like crazy demon human hybrid lovers together or whatever that it was supposed to happen. We're supposed to go off into the sunset and be happy finally. I thought for sure. So finally, Riley kills him.
Yeah. And Buffy in the fight, Adam goes to use his Poke-a-Thing arm and she grabs it and she snaps it off. And she's like, I broke your arm. And he's like, got another. And his arm fucking transforms into a giant gun.
How did you fit all that in there? I don't believe it.
Where are the bullets?
I call bullshit.
What are these bullets? So she jumps over this panel, good running away from that.
Yeah, because just one, it would have that would have been it done.
So he's just firing at her, and we flash back to the group, and the camera is swirling, and it's all happening, and then the thing transforms again into a rocket launcher. Bullshit number 2. Where are you keeping those mini rockets up your ass? Is that where they're coming from? And he blows up the thing that she's hiding behind, but the spell has hit her.
Every time I get chills. Even right now, I'm getting chills.
Because she stands up, and her eyes are completely gold.
Dude, it's like, Michael Jackson Thriller.
Yes.
And then she starts to fucking chant in everybody's voice. It starts to be
all
Sumerian.
of their voices are coming out, and he's firing at her, and there's just like a bulletproof wall, and he's interesting.
He's not exactly scared. Or, even just like, maybe I should. He's just like, okay, all right. Let's see this.
Let me try my rocket gun. And he shoots a rocket at her, and she just waves her hand.
They turn into doves.
Doves that just fly away. And he's like, the fuck? Very interesting.
So then upgraded to very interesting.
And at the same time, Riley and Forrest are fighting, and then the grossness happens when he tosses Forrest a canister of gas that Forrest just lifts up to an open sparking cable, and he blows up. And my favorite part is the head that goes flying back, because his head is detached from his body, and it bounces on the ground. And then we go back to the fight, to the good part.
To the good stuff.
And so Adam just keeps transforming this arm, and finally she does this reverse wave. His arm closes up, and he's just like, what?
All right, you know what?
So it's time for hand to hand.
Right.
And it's Matrix choreography all of a sudden.
Shit gets nuts. nuts.
She's digging in his ass.
Oh my God. And she's just like all like dodging and fighting and just like all over the place.
Runs at him and runs up the air and kicks him like 4 times.
Runs up the air.
I don't even understand how that happens.
Where did this come from?
Gets him up against a wall, punches into his chest, and he's all like, Uno! And he grabs her tiny little wrists, and he's just like, no.
What are you doing? Stop.
No. And she's with that quadruple voice coming out
And
of
now
her.
her eyes have gone red.
Mm-hmm. And you can't even hope to imagine the source of our power. But yours is right here.
She pulls out the uranium whatever.
Yep. The uranium power core that Jonathan told us about.
Right.
In Superstar.
Exactly.
And Adam just falls to the ground dead. Bloop. And she's just holding the power core, and Riley comes in and he's like, Buffy?
Which I would have just turned around and left. Like,
Yep.
You know what? Nope.
Nope.
Now's not the time.
We'll catch up later. I'll see you soon.
You're busy.
Yeah. And she makes the power core float, starts some chanting again. It somehow pulls into some pocket dimension.
Which,
okay.
all right, sure. That's fine.
And then they all disconnect, and it's like this release.
It's so great.
You know, Riley catches her,
Right.
and then the 3 of them are just like, oh. And they're sitting there all like, oh my God.
All spent.
Like real spent, like best weekend of their lives spent. And in comes this hairy demon to kill them.
And Spike is right behind it.
Right
He's
behind
like,
it.
"Oh, and he kills it.
Bunch of not being killed, right? Like this is, I just saved you all.
Right.
Right?
So he's like basically his timing was perfect so he could take some credit and, not get killed.
Uh-huh.
It's like, so that was totally worth it. Yeah. Right, guys?
Very no staking in the heart. Like,
right. Okay.
And they're like, what the fuck ever? I'm spent.
Like,
I told you.
I can't even, what is my name?
Right. So then out come Buffy and Riley, and they're just like, oh my God, that was so amazing. Did you see it? It was so great. They're like really hugging.
They are. And I also kind of feel like Buffy doesn't, the appreciation doesn't last throughout the rest of their relationship.
No.
Because I feel like this kind of shit right here, that's something you don't be a bitch about for the rest of your life. Like, any other time she was feeling all high and mighty to be like, I'm the Slayer and I'm blah, blah. You remember that? I would be bringing it up still.
Right.
Like, you remember that time?
You wouldn't have won if it hadn't been for us.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So.
And then here comes my second favorite shot, the way they did this. The old crotchety government man starts his monologue about how fucked up the initiative was and how it was a terrible idea. We need to salt the earth and cover this shit up. We're not worried about Buffy.
Right. Whatever. With the whole shit, the world was saved by a deserter and a bunch of
freaks.
Right.
Basically.
Exactly. I don't know, man. I don't know what I guess Maggie was all smart and stuff, but she wasn't the best at her plan.
But here's the part I don't get. So before they leave, when they're all congratulating each other on how awesome it was, they're like, well, we still got to get out of here. Shit's still like real bad out there. Right. And Buffy's like, oh, I'll get us through. Mm. You sure you're up to it? Oh, I'm sure. Because she's all jazzed up from this, So they make their way through while this old man's speaking, and they literally fight their way through. Mm-hmm. Through. They don't stay behind and help these soldiers.
This is right.
They fought their way. They left them behind. It's not like they helped them clean that up.
No.
They left. They got the fuck out of there and let the initiative decide what they were going to, that's on you.
Which
Riley left his soldiers behind.
This is a great point. I never noticed it before. Which, I can't blame you. But I feel like this is supposed to be against some sort of Slayer code.
Right.
And
like,
also
what happened? Like, did any of these demons get out? Like, if any of the demons got out, that's on you.
Right. Because I can't imagine all of them. Like, did y'all, when you got out, did you drop a couple bombs down there?
Right. No, they just said salt the earth.
It's like, good luck. So somebody should have gotten out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, we know that Graham gets out.
Do we?
Because Graham shows up.
Oh, that's right. When Riley
when Riley's heart starts fucking going because they were all jazzed up on drugs.
I don't think Graham was there at all, quite frankly.
I think we see a shot of him shoot something, and then
really?
he probably just peaced out.
He's like, you know what? I don't need this.
No.
I don't need this.
I haven't seen Forrest for days. Riley's a deserter. I got no friends.
Maggie's dead.
Guys, where's Forrest? Because think about it. Riley was already a deserter when he found out that Forrest was dead. It's not like he called Graham and was like, Forrest is dead.
Dude, you want to get a drink or something and talk about it?
Yeah. No.
No. So, yeah.
So the true season finale.
Yeah.
Of Buffy.
The real one where we should have left off.
Ends just like that. They make their way through the battle. The old dude from the government is like,
fuck him.
Fill it with cement, which we find out in season 6.
I think so. That they don't.
That they did not.
They didn't do that. They may have burned some shit down.
They told someone to do that, and someone was like,
So they hired an outside contractor.
Right. That was just like, because it was not full.
Nobody's going to go on here.
Yeah. Because they had to take Spike there eventually because the warranty on his chip was up and the shit starts misfiring.
It's never supposed to last this long. I don't know.
That's your excuse? Like, what the hell?
I don't know. We didn't know it would go this far.
We figured he'd get killed long before that. So we do see the initiative again, and they did not fill it with cement and salt the earth.
Nope.
It's just kind of like the high school. They just let it sit there.
Which there's so much destruction and decay just left.
And
It's Sunnydale.
Sunnydale smells.
It has to.
Like decaying dead fish.
Right. If it's not alone with just like all the vampires and just the weird demons that are roaming around anyway, that would be enough to make the air funky.
Yeah.
But you guys got dead demon parts and soldier parts, just kind of snake mare bits just rotting in the
gross.
sun.
It's disgusting.
Animals are just eating this stuff and just ugh. Meh.
Now, unfortunately, gentle viewers, this is not the last episode of the season.
Oh no. No.
But wait, there's more.
Unnecessarily so.
Ugh.
Because I feel like the message in the next episode could have been covered in about a 10-minute
Yeah.
scene.
The actual storyline that Riley's going to get debriefed.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that happens. The only true storyline that happens. The rest of
Really?
it is just duh.
Dimes. So yeah, that's it
Come back next week. Listen to us talk
about that one.
about
Or
dreams.
Restless, the one that I never. So there's no song of the week. Just Christoph Beck and his score. Our burn looks like it comes from Xander.
Yeah.
Or it's like once the gang all realizes that Spike has been working for Adam, and Xander's like, Spike's working for Adam after all we've done. Nah, I can't even act surprised.
And it's so true.
Right.
It's just because you. Yeah.
No,
We're dumb.
Like you're
Just
right.
like when he was going to turn Faith on them.
Right.
And you don't even know what she 5 foot. 5 foot
Yo,
5.
Malaya,
But yeah.
brown hair
Brunette.
girl. Answers to the name Faith.
Oh,
We're stupid.
we're stupid. Yes.
Yep, you are. You guys keep on. So the bodies drop. It's a fucking.
It's a laundry list. It's too
everybody.
many. A lot of people
that
died.
People that were left were Spike, Buffy, Xander, Willow,
Yeah.
Giles, Anya.
The
Tara.
big body dropped is Adam.
Yes, that's the big thing, and we already knew that Maggie and Francis.
They were dead already.
They were already dead. Oh, and Forrest. Oh, he was already dead.
He's
too.
dead already.
Yeah, so the only one we really care about is Adam. He was defeated. He's gone. And this episode sort of kind of does pass the Bechdel test. There's
guess.
2 teeny situations.
guess.
Sort of.
Technically.
Kind of. Tara and Willow are talking about the decrypting the discs. We got about 30 seconds worth of them not talking about a dude.
Right.
And then when Buffy and Willow are in the elevator shaft and they're having a heart-to-heart.
And that's a good one, too.
Yeah, and that's another maybe 10 seconds.
That's actually cute. That's a cute.
It is. And I just really wish that Buffy kind of kept that same momentum going about making sure that she's a little more self-aware and how much of a dickhead friend that she can be.
Stop being such a dickhead. Care about somebody other than yourself, Buffy.
Yeah. And the dude that you're banging at the time.
Which Faith flat out says to her.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, next week.
Oh, the moral of the story. We're stronger together.
We are stronger together. And the Scoobies are always stronger together.
Exactly. Exactly.
Always.
Yep. It's basically the moral of this entire show.
Every Slayer in all those other generations probably wouldn't have died as quickly.
Exactly.
If they would have had an entourage.
Yep. They had a group of comrades to fight with them. If they had somebody who spoke ancient Sumerian, somebody who was dabbling in the witchcrafts, someone who was a handy carpenter.
And we'll even get more into that in season 5.
Yeah.
When we get into Fool for Love and Spike's realization that it is Buffy's friends.
Right. All right, so let us know what you thought of Primeval. You can call us, leave us a message at 412-385-7250, or you can send us a voicemail or whatever, a recording at revisitingsunnydale@gmail.com, and we'll play it on the air. So, other things that we do, you can listen to our other podcast, Psych Babblecast, about the TV show Psych. I have a podcast called the Rugged Angel Cast, where I interview a different woman each week about her life and what she's doing. And Marcella has a blog.
Hello, Marcella, where I unbox stuff. I do movie reviews and all kinds of stuff.
She's reviewing reviewing her life, basically.
Yeah.
And if you got something that you want her to review, unbox, or check out, or tell you the real deal about,
just let me know.
Get at her. She's also on Facebook at Hello Marcella.
Yep. And on Twitter and Instagram at mspear7338.
And I am on Twitter at _Rugged Angel. And you can find the show on Twitter at Back to Sunnydale. So again, next week's episode is Restless. And thank y'all for listening and hanging out with us for the last hour or so. Until next time.
Bye.
Sure. Arg.